So, unless you've been living under a rock, you've probably already heard about NFTs and what it is exactly. But, if not, let me spare you the details and present you with what I think is the best description for NFTs. Thanks to this Reddit user, NFT is like everyone fucking... Oh god. NFT is like everyone fucking your wife and using her, but you don't have to worry because you have the paperwork which says that you are married to her. I mean, if that doesn't help you understand what an NFT is, then I don't really blame you, cause there are two things that I find difficult to understand in my life, and that is the meaning of life and NFTs. But just by seeing the amount of hilarious memes and hate comments that are circulating around the internet regarding NFTs made me very interested to find out the reason behind all this somewhat negative connotation behind the non-fungible token. Luckily, after searching through the internet, aka Google, I found the perfect article, which is just what I'm looking for. Think cryptocurrency is bad, NFTs are even worse. Interesting title to say the least. Okay, so here's our first reason. So apparently, cryptocurrency, which includes NFTs obviously, uses a lot of energy to power that it generates more carbon dioxide than some entire countries. That's genuinely surprising. This is the first time I'm aware of this fact, and I could definitely understand why this is a big reason for some people who don't support NFTs or cryptocurrencies in general if they are aware of this information. But that's only if they are. I would assume that most people aren't, because I'm one of those people. Another reason that I'm seeing, which I always see being memed about online, is the ability to basically copy and paste an NFT, because at the end of the day, it is still a digital media that allows it to be identical to the original file when duplicated. And the only difference is with NFTs is that you own the specific copy, which costs a certain amount inside the blockchain. And apparently, it's actually impossible to determine whether or not an NFT was originally sold by the original artist, because here's the question. How do you prove that this digital artwork was created by you? You would think that it's a very simple solution of just basically attaching the original source file of the particular artwork, such as a PSD file for Photoshop or a .ai file for Illustrator, and etc. But here's the problem that I found when actually trying to sell an NFT using the most popular website for buying and selling NFTs, is that you don't have to attach a single source file for the artwork. You don't have to provide any sort of evidence to prove that you actually created this particular artwork by providing the source files, which is much more difficult to obtain and replicate than simply attaching a .jpeg or PNG file, which is actually insane to think about. The fact that there's this so little regulation makes this tweet incredibly disturbing. There are some points in this article which I just have to point out, such as this argument, what are you purchasing really? This isn't like comparing an original oil painting to a print, where the copies are very clearly different to the original. Their tokenized artwork is exactly the same as every copy ever made of it and every copy yet to be made. You don't have some unique version only you can enjoy. I mean, it's true that traditional artworks hold much more monetary value from being a unique and physical copy such as a painting. But the way they constructed this sentence unintentionally implies that you should only purchase physical artworks because of this whole reason, which I certainly have to disagree with. I feel like with the introduction of NFTs has manipulated a lot of people's perception on what makes artwork truly valuable, wherein nowadays anything you purchase from an artist is all for the sake of investment, rather than for your personal enjoyment with the artwork itself. From what I see, it is completely valid to dislike NFTs or the concept of cryptocurrencies in general, but you should also realize that NFTs are barely considered art in the first place. It is basically a cryptocurrency with an image attached to it. That's all it is. I mean, most NFTs that you've probably heard of aren't even created by a person to begin with. Most of them are computer generated with the use of codes that then generates hundreds of different variations of a particular NFT, which then explains the sheer amount of CryptoPunks or Bored Apes that you see. With that being said, you shouldn't devalue digital artworks simply because of NFTs, since NFTs are a bad reflection of digital art and digital artists in general. Therefore, to conclude this video, NFTs are a joke, and anyone who buys them are a clown.